This is the story of a pact, a midnight bargain between a man who deserved to die and the creatures of darkness who sought out his lonely grave. The next 3 nights saw two incredible changes take place, one of them writhing with horror, and the other sending an unwilling victim toward the jaws of the Howling Hunters. At a small courthouse. Have you anything to say before this court passes sentence upon you?
Get it over with. I wasn't afraid when I shot those bank guards, and I'm not afraid now.
As the fatal words drone above the murmur of voices, a strange figure stands at the back of the chamber, his glowing eyes fixed on the doomed man. And the verdict of this court is that you shall be taken to a place designated by law, and there hanged by the neck until dead.
Defiant, vicious, just the type I need. I can't save him from the gallows, but he won't die.
Sometime later. My son, it isn't too late to repent. You're going to your death now. Give yourself the comfort of divine mercy.
Skip it. I never showed mercy. I'm not gonna crawl for it. I don't know what it is.
That night, in a lonely woodland graveyard.
Now that we've recovered his body, we'll see how much it is worth to his ghost.
Then, a diabolical incantation rises in the gloom.
Killer who paid the law its due, the Howling Hunters summon you.
Why did you bring me back for? Who are you?
I am the werewolf leader, the being who can give you immortal life, as I have given it to them. The price is small. You must look like them and hunt like them forever.
I'll do it. I'll do anything, just as long as I can live.
Again, the evil cadence of a spell drifts among the tombstones.
Spirit into body, body into life, life into horror.
Something's controlling me. It's in the coffin, drawing me toward it.
In the next instant, body into life, life into horror, as ghost and corpse are fused.
My neck. It's broken.
That doesn't matter now. You're past the stage where physical injury can affect you. Now your mortal body is merely an outer disguise, shielding you until you change into a werewolf.
When will that be? A big wolf that nothing can kill? Powerful jaws that can rip and tear people I hate? That's my idea of getting even.
It will take 3 nights. Tooth must become fang, hair must become fur, hand must become paw. Then you will be ready for your first victim, and your hunting howl will ring against the midnight sky.
But what do I do until then? I can't wander around openly. Someone might recognize me.
Then, as an unearthly chorus quivers into the night,
hide anywhere. You bear the mark of the werewolf, and we can always find our own.
A werewolf. Even they know I'll be like them in 3 more days. They're howling for me.
Hours later, soon after sunrise,
I don't see anyone around. Could be they've gone to town early, but this place will do for me until they get back.
tiptoeing in, the man who lived again sees.
Blazes, there is someone, and she spotted me.
Bill? You are Bill, aren't you?
For an instant, the doomed man hesitates. The thought flashes through his mind that it would be easy to kill her, but maybe, it would be easier to lie.
Yep, sure. I'm Bill. How'd you guess?
Who else would find his way here but my brother? Of course, I'd forgotten what you looked like. I was awfully small when you left home, but I remember telling myself you'd come back to us.
Us?
Yeah, Mother and Dad and I, Bill, they both died last year. They told me to wait for you so you'd have a roof over your head when you got back. And I did.
Gosh, I never thought there were people like this. The old folks worrying about their son, and she thinking I'm her brother? The brother she waited for a whole year in this God-forsaken place. Alone.
Good heavens, Bill. What happened to you? What's this horrible red mark on your neck?
Just an old scar, not even worth talking about.
Bill, I should have noticed it before. You're worn out, half starved. You've got to rest while I get the stove started.
Late that night,
Dad always talked about how I fell into the icy creek when I was 4 years old, and you jumped in and got me out. But what I like to remember is the fun we had, the hay rides and husking bees.
It almost could have been me. I never had a happy day in my life, but I can see I missed plenty.
suddenly rising like an evil signal above the stirring pines.
Bill, what's that? It can't be a wolf. There haven't been any round here for years.
A second later,
You crazy little fool! Get back!
as the shaggy form lopes into the darkness.
Why'd you open the door? Do you know what that thing is? Do you realize what could have happened to you?
But it's gone, Bill, and I don't see why it came sniffing around in the first place. Oh, wait a minute. What's this lying on the floor? That's strange. Wide, pointed. Good heavens, Bill! It's a fan.
Give me that. Who told you to touch it?
There's nothing to get mad about, Bill. Wait, let me look at you. I never noticed it before, but you have a tooth missing. A side tooth.
So what? I lost it years ago. What are you driving at? Tooth must become fang. This is the first night, but I didn't think it would be like this. Somehow I hope the kid doesn't find out.
The following night, with cold moonlight etching a pattern of shadows across the clearing.
Wait!
As the spectral wolf stops, its blazing eyes alive in the darkness.
I was expecting you. If you've got something for me, you can give it to me here.
A throaty chuckle breaks from the shaggy form, and as it rears and quivers in the feeble yellow light,
It's changing. That's something I'll be able to do by tomorrow night.
a second later,
You didn't want me to go to the cabin, eh? Do you think she's lying awake, wondering about the fang? Do you think she might see something?
Never mind that. Let it stick to our bargain. My hair. What about it?
The dead men walk, the graveyard stir. From this hour have werewolf fur.
It's fur, all right, but I didn't think it would be so thick, so noticeable.
Why shouldn't it be? After tomorrow night, it won't matter, will it?
Me? I can take anything. I just didn't want it to matter to her, that's all.
Ha ha ha! Tonight a killer, tomorrow a werewolf. And he's actually concerned about an ordinary human. But since I must find him a first victim, I was just wondering, who?
next evening,
Bill, you haven't left the attic all day. Is something wrong? Are you sick?
Wait, don't come up.
slowly the trapdoor inches up, and glinting with a strange intensity, two blazing eyes stare out.
Kid, you've got to pull out of here. Don't ask me why. Don't wait to pack. Get moving.
I don't understand, Bill. If you're afraid, if you're hiding, for heaven's sake, tell me about it.
Not now. Later. I want you to head for town. You hear me?
All right, Bill. It's 12 miles away, and it'll take me hours, but I'll do what you say.
I'll never see her again, and thank God she won't see me. So long, kid, and thanks for treating me like a human.
As darkness creeps into the attic like a black presence, and the waking bats scratch and rustle among the bare rafters.
It's in the cards, the third night, when hand must become paw. Maybe I feel better about it after I've changed, when I'm tracking down my first victim. It'll be a stranger then, not someone I've gotten to know, like her.
Then, from far off, rising and fading through the misty woods,
They're coming. There's no use wishing now I'd had a better life or an easier death. I made my bargain, and I'm keeping it.
but as the slow minutes pass,
They're still baying around the woods. It couldn't be they found a victim out there. No one would be walking around in the darkness. Unless, good Lord, the kid.
in the next pulsing instant,
My hands, they're tightening. My fingers are getting numb. And I know why. Hand must become poor now, when I can't open the door.
for a second the panting figure turns desperately. And then, what was it that sped through the night with gasping bounds? Not a man, certainly. Not a phantom. Not a werewolf. It was a will, heedless of its own doom as it raced toward the howling hunters. Minutes later, in a spot charged with evil,
You've got her, if she's been harmed, if you've so much as touched her.
Do you think we would? She fainted as the pack closed in, but we've left her for you. She should revive soon, just in time to see your final change and await your jaws in the last minute of her life.
the words came slowly, harsh, deep-throated words that sometimes broke off into a growl.
You thought you made a bargain with the lowest kind of human, a killer. But I died to pay for that. I settled my bargain with a rope. Now I'm ready to die again before I become a werewolf. Before I let you do anything to her.
Yes, you'll die, torn apart by a dozen ripping jaws. And when the pack is finished with you, what do you think will happen to her?
You black-hearted fiend. I thought I was through killing when I mounted the scaffold, but I were wrong.
The next moment saw a furry mass engulf a tottering figure and a death grip that tightened in a clutch that nothing could break. But the furry killers had gotten in their work, and a man died again. With him, he took into eternity the evil leader of the werewolves, whose death sealed the doom of the ghostly pack. A moment later,
Bill, he must have driven off the wolves after I fainted. But what's happened to him?
the wrist the girl raised had no pulse, and it had no paw. It was the lifeless limb of a man who had died again and redeemed himself.
He's dead. But that anchor Bill had tattooed on his arm, where is it? This man isn't my brother. He's a stranger. I'll never know who he was, and the questions I wanted to ask will never be answered. But when Bill comes back, and I know he will come back, I'll take him to the grave of a friend.